Right, the next one we talk about is the Memphis Sound. Memphis Sound is strategically located north of the New Orleans on the Mississippi River. It's a very important city because a lot of the artists from down in the Mississippi Delta and the Delta Belt, way down, going all the way down to New Orleans, actually migrated up to Memphis. And the interesting thing with Memphis is the fusions of sounds, the blues, gospel, a bit of jazz, a bit of country, all these elements coming together to define that particular signature sound. And of course it's famous for the late Elvis Presley is from there and his cultural development. When we look at some of the key icons of the Memphis Sound, we look at the late Isaac Hayes, Al Green, Booker T and the MGs. These are all the key, and of course the legendary Steve Cropper, who co-produced Dock of the Bay for the late Otis Redding. You notice I keep on saying a lot of late. A lot of these people have passed and gone on. Even the legendary soundtrack Shaft, which was produced in Memphis, which was one of the most successful and actually the first soundtrack by a black composer to actually receive an Oscar as well as a Grammy during the early 70s. So these are all the key developments. When we look at also in Memphis, we look at iRecords, which produced the legendary Al Green. We also look at Stax Record, which produced all those people I mentioned, and also Johnny Taylor, the late Johnny Taylor, was part of the Stax Sound. Carla Thomas, Rufus Thomas was all part of the chess of the Stax Sound, and they had a major impact on music. Matter of fact, the two most successful artists, in my view, of the Memphis Sound was both the legendary Isaac Hayes and also Al Green. Both of those men produced a lot of gold albums. But the most fascinating thing is that Isaac Hayes was the first person to actually brought black artists from single format hit records to actually album format with Hot Butter Soul. Matter of fact, Hot Butter Soul was the most revolutionary album that came out from Memphis. It was #1 on both the R&B charts for several weeks and also the jazz charts. So it was a across-the-board hit. Matter of fact, it was multi-platinum. It sold millions. So this is actually showing, and it was also the first album by a Memphis black artist that actually had orchestration. It was literally lush. It was revolutionary. It was almost like a soundtrack.